It's Harvestfest in The Sims 4, and you know what that means. These little terrors are back. While they look adorable, we all know the absolute chaos that happens when you give them the wrong gift. Let's be honest, who hasn't picked the wrong thing? Your sim is just trying to have a peaceful holiday when suddenly the house is on fire, the loos exploded, and everyone's miserable. All because you thought the gnome in the bear suit might fancy a bit of fruitcake. It's a nightmare, it really is. But what if I told you there's a simple way to get it right every single time? What if you could turn this day of terror into a massive win with garden seeds and happy sims? Today, I will show you how to make every single gnome happy, figuring out their secret desires so you can finally conquer Harvestfest. But that's not all. Just you wait until you hear about a secret hack that is perfect for rags to riches or simple living challenges. First, let's cover the gnomes that feel like they've just been part of our lawns forever. These are your bog standard base game garden gnomes, but they're just as picky as the rest of them. Starting off with the gnomes that prefer coffee, fruitcake, or a future cube, we have the no matter what, I'm still your baby gnome, the happy gnome garden pal, and the ghastly ghostly gnome, and finally the there's no place like gnome. The gnomes that like coffee, pie, or a toy are the poolside gnome and the strictly business gnome. There are two gnomes that prefer coffee, future cube, or a toy, and these are the happy gnomiversary gnome and the guardian of the gnomalaxy gnome. Moving over to the base game gnomes that like a pie, a bowl of salad, or a toy, these are the bare essentials gnome, the barely gnome, the don't fear the renumper gnome, Mr. Floppy the gnome. We do have a couple of base game gnomes that are completely random and you're just gonna have to guess. And these are the High Rider gnome and the Right Side Up gnome. Now to get into the more eccentric members of the gnome family. These are gnomes that have been added via the multiple packs that have been added to The Sims 4 over the years. Starting with growing together, we have the Captain Gnome, who prefers the pie, salad, or toy. Then in cottage living, we have Herb the Posy Protector, who also prefers pie, salad, or toy. And a random chance gnome, which is the Onward the Adventurous gnome. In werewolves, we were only given one gnome, and that is the gnome wolf, who prefers pie, salad, or a toy. The sweetest little gnome came from Little Campers, and she prefers the pie, salad, or toy. In For Rent, we were given one gnome, and he is a random chance gnome. Again, you're just gonna have to guess and hope and pray that you get the right one. And he is the gnome body and loves mushrooms like a gnome. In Horse Ranch, they gave us a chuck wagon with Trail Boss gnome, and this gnome is not a real gnome. He cannot be appeased, and if you click on it during Harvestfest, then you will notice that there is no option to appease the gnome. The same thing goes with the gnome sculpture from Businesses and Hobbies, and the gnome-shaped gemstones from Crystal Creations. Finally, the newest DLC, Enchanted by Nature, they've given us several different gnomes in this, and they are all random chance except for one. The three random chance gnomes are Gnome Dolph, Plant Gnome, and the Very Fairy Gnome. A little known fact is the Great Gnome in a screen. If you have the Now You Gnome reward trait that is earned by completing the My Sleeping Giant Fable, you can appease the Great Gnome. You have a choice with the Great Gnome. You can try to appease him during the day by giving him coffee, and he will give you an acorn, an aura petal, a lump of moss, and one small critter bone. If you appease him at night by giving him a pie, then you will get a pile of fairy dust, a plant gnome, and a calming drought. And if you try to appease him with a toy at any time of the day, then you will get 1 acorn. So my friends, by following this guide, you can turn Harvestfest from a liability into a proper asset. Your gardens will be flourishing, your Sims will be happy, and your appliances will stay in one piece. But wait a minute. What about that hack I promised? It's quite simple. Appease the gnomes, then click on them and choose Place in Inventory. That gnome will go into your Sims inventory, and all of the seed packets that would normally get thrown around the lot will go into your household inventory instead. You will actually get loads more seeds than you normally would. Seriously, every gardener's Sims dream. There you have it. The complete guide to appeasing every Harvestfest gnome. If this guide has saved your virtual home from total destruction, please do me a huge favor and hit that like button. And if you want more deep dives and ultimate guides for The Sims 4, make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a thing. It really does help me out and lets me know that you want more content just like this. And as always, thank you to my paid members whose extra support helps even more. If you want to join the ranks, click the Join Now link in the description. And finally, if you want to watch even more guides, I have an entire playlist that you can find by clicking here.